You know, college sports is a very special and particularly American tradition. And as an alumni, I know I enjoy college sports, and I enjoyed playing in high school. Played football and basketball and baseball, and but when I got to college, my abilities were better served to get in the workforce, and so I was able to get a job and put my way through college. However, my roommate was a walk-on, and he didn't enjoy the same opportunity. He was, I mean, even back then, it was full-time. I mean, he couldn't get a job. So obviously his situation was compromised. I mean, you know, because I mean, where are you going to get the you want to enjoy the college experience, but then again, you know, and you don't want to be sitting there with a family worried about how you're going to feed them. So I agree, something has to be done here because you know, college football, you play it because you love it, or basketball or baseball or women's softball. I mean, you said the reason that I'm doing this is because this is what I want to do. But at the same time, you know, even in high school today. I mean, I got 14 grandchildren, and I go to their sporting events, and they're full-time. I mean, it's incredible what sports. It's just taken over. And you get on a travel team, and you're all over the place. It's amazing. I don't know how these parents do it today. But so, you know, you've asked Congress to solve this problem because you're going across state lines, okay? And when you're going across state lines, you got varying laws in states. I mean, what's going to keep an athlete who travels over to from Georgia to Alabama to play football, and there's a different deal over there. So I agree. There got to be some guardrails here. Mr. Chun, how many athletes in your program since NIL was originated have entered the transfer portal to improve their NIL opportunity?
That's a very good question. That I could not give you an exact number because it would just be based on rumors.
Right.
But
it happens.
It happens, and it's a reality. I mean, we're seeing it all across men's basketball right now with entering the portal, and you can see the list, to go on social media and see the listing of schools that are so-and-so contacting X person, and but it's a reality of the world we're in right now.
Right. You mentioned that currently there's a team in the NCAA basketball, the coach is tampering. What do you mean by tampering?
So what I read, what was articulated in the story was throughout their tournament run for Florida Atlantic, the coach articulated that third parties are reaching out to his current athletes, and they play this Saturday in their pursuit for a national championship about going to their schools. That is tampering.
Really?
That what we have, and it's probably at its lowest levels or worst levels.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, as I understand it, on the NILs and where this money's coming from, it's coming from alumni primarily, isn't it? Is that where the colleges are getting the
collectives?
The collectives,
but
yeah.
There's companies involved. I mean, it's a blend of true
alumni.
NIL, and if it's a recruiting.
So, for example, if you had alumni participating, their business participating in this, they wouldn't be apt to want that money to go to, you know, as far as parity is concerned. In other words, if they're doing it for college football, that's where they want that money to go. With that, can they decide or direct the money that they put in the NIL to go to one specific sport or one specific college?
Well, I think if it's true NIL, it's you know, I would not suggest limiting anything for student athletes. That's true NIL. That's endorsement opportunities. That's that they're paying for actual real work. If it's an inducement or a recruiting tool, tampering, that's where the issues come into play.
Yeah. And that, Dr. Abdullah, is what would be affecting you, is that you know, these collectives would then, in order for parity to exist, equity to exist, these collectives would then have to funnel so much money to athletes in our Division I, II, and HBCU schools as well.
Yes, it would make it difficult to have parity. But I think that 70% of my kids are Pell eligible. And so for me and for my kids, it's about their ability to get funds so they can go to school and maybe have possibly the biggest payday that they can have. And so I firmly am behind them trying to do the best that they can.
And I agree. Thank you. I yield back, Mr.